Have you ever met someone online and just clicked? I mean, really clicked. You feel like you've known them your whole life. That's what happened to me. I was deep into this hobby, like obsessed. I spent all my free time on forums dedicated to it, and that's where I met them. We started chatting, and soon it became an everyday thing. Morning, noon, and night. It was like they were a part of my daily routine. They learned everything about me. My weird morning rituals, my favorite snacks, what made me laugh, what got me down. They knew my bad habits better than I did. I felt so seen, so understood. It was comforting having someone who just got me. We talked for months, and the connection just grew stronger. It felt real, you know? Like this was a friendship that was meant to be, but then things started to feel a little off. I began noticing something strange. They would reply to my messages instantly, and I mean instantly. At first I thought, wow, they must be as glued to their phone as I am. But it was happening at all hours. I knew they lived in a completely different time zone. There was no way their sleep schedule, or lack thereof, made any sense. It was like they were always awake, always online, just waiting for me. I tried to brush it off. Maybe they were just a night owl. Maybe their job had weird hours. I made a joke about it once, something like, "Do you ever sleep?" Their reply sent a weird shiver down my spine. They said, "I don't need to log in to see you." I laughed it off, but the words stuck with me. It was meant to be a joke, right? It was just their quirky sense of humor. But a tiny part of me started to feel a prickle of unease. That should have been a massive red flag, but I was so invested in the friendship, I just ignored it. The feeling of being constantly watched started to grow. The instant replies, the comment about not needing to log in. It all started to add up. The comfort I once felt turned into a subtle, creeping dread. I needed some air. I decided to pull back a bit, just to get some perspective. I stopped replying as frequently. I figured they'd get the hint. I just needed some space to breathe. But they didn't get the hint. Or they did, and they didn't care. When I went quiet, the messages didn't stop. They started coming from new accounts. Different usernames, different profile pictures, but it was unmistakably them. The same unique writing style, the same quirky phrases and inside jokes that only we shared. My stomach dropped. How many accounts did they have? It felt like they were closing in on me from all sides. The digital world, which had once been my escape, now felt like a trap. The real terror began when it crossed over from the screen into my physical world. One evening, there was a knock at my front door. I wasn't expecting anyone. I peered through the peephole, but the porch was empty. Cautiously, I opened the door. There was no one there. But taped to the wood was a piece of paper. It was a printed screenshot of one of our earliest, most personal conversations. The blood drained from my face. They knew where I lived. They had been here. I felt completely exposed, violated. This person, this entity I had only known through a screen, was now physically at my doorstep. The safety of my own home was gone. I didn't sleep that night. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside my window sent a jolt of pure fear through me. I packed a bag the next day and stayed with a friend. I couldn't go back there. A few weeks later, I moved. I found a new apartment in a different part of the city, changed my number, and scrubbed my online presence as best as I could. The day I moved out of my old place, I checked one last time. The original account and all the new ones had vanished. Completely gone, no trace they ever existed. It was like they were wiped from the internet. To this day, I have no idea who they were. Or what they were. Was it one person? A group? I'll probably never know. The scariest part is not knowing how much of my life they could actually see, and how much they were already a part of before I even met them online. It's a chilling thought that sometimes keeps me up at night. So be careful who you talk to online. You never really know who's on the other side of the screen. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.